Good morning, students. So I hope you are all now well underway with your Revit modeling at this point. You need to be. There is a fair bit in this. So you need to be getting stuck into it. This is a camera view just to the front elevation that I took. And you'll see that I've broken up my panels on this side a little bit differently. I put glass down the whole bottom and then glass through the escape stairs as well. I've added a pop of color in here as well, just to give it a little bit of a lift. What that is that if I just zoom in here and I'll tab this, get this panel here eventually. Here, let's try this one. Here it is now. So it's this solid panel. So I've duplicated it. I've duplicated it 6 times, and each time I've given it a paint color. And you can see 75 is so I've desaturated the color as I go along. So that's 75%, 50%, 25, and 15. And that has given me the colors on the panels along here as well. The only tricky thing about doing that is when you start to put in your curtain wall grids. And I'm just going to show you something here on that curtain wall grid. Use these tools here. All segments is the default. So if I put a curtain grid in here, what it'll do, it'll run a curtain grid the whole way across there, and actually it'll split those. It'll tell me that it can't fit those concrete panels, and it'll revert back to glazed. Okay, but you can use this. You can just use one element. So if I wanted to use that, it means I can just put a curtain grid in between there and there as well. So that's a little thing that helped me not having to repeat myself and losing panels and causing all sorts of problems. All right. So the main focus of this video here is to show you how I've started to lay out my sheets. Now, you don't have to do it this way, but this is the way I'm doing it, and it'll give you an idea of how things are looking. And no harm when you get kind of 50% along the way, and you've got your plan sections, elevations, wall sections kind of mapped out. It's a good idea to put them on the sheets, spend an afternoon putting them on the sheets, and it'll give you feedback in terms of how your project is coming along. Okay, I'm going to give you some tips and tricks with this as we go through the various different sheets as well. All right, now, so here's my sheet number 1. Here's my plans. And so what I've decided to do, my plans, is that I'm including a half-tone representation of the site aspect. That's the site linked model that I gave you. Okay, so I picked it and I've half-toned it so that it's sitting in the background there. I've got my floor elements legend up here, my wall elements legends up there, and as I create new floors or create new walls, I'm adding to the legend, and that pops up in there. If I zoom in a piece here, you'll see now I've started to use my multi-category tag only tool, and I'm tagging the walls, and I'm tagging the doors, and I'm tagging the columns, and anything else that needs to be tagged. And then the simple thing is that if I want to know what wall type 7 is up here, interestingly, what I've learned is myself is that you can't get curtain walls onto this wall legend over here. It won't take curtain walls for some reason. And I was looking over that at the weekend, and there's kind of complicated solutions to get it done, but I'm not going to do that. So in this case, if that tag doesn't directly refer to a specification up here, which it doesn't, then you might need to swap out that tag for a description, multi-category description tag for the curtain wall elements, and that you might just have to do that. There's plenty of room for you to do that, so I don't think that's going to be a particular problem here. So I've laid out some furniture here, and I'll actually give you that that file, that family. I'll post it up on Yammer so that you can use it here for yourselves. So again, you don't necessarily have to put these on the GAs, and some people prefer that you don't. You might actually have a duplicate separate furniture layout plan. All right. In this case, I'm just doing it to show you. I put in a table and a couple of reception desks and a few other bits and pieces there too. Okay, so that's how my ground floor is looking, and I've dimensioned my grids here. That's important. I've also thrown in some long strings of dimensions across here as well. I need to probably put in a few more of those just to mark the positions of where these walls are for anybody who's going to come along to build them. Right, here's my first floor plan. And again, I've got all of my rooms are all correctly tagged and in position there. Okay. And let's take a look at the title box. So it's really important that you fill out the title box and fill it out properly here. Okay. So when you're in the view, you will get these under the text subheading here. You'll get all of these things here. So student name, that's obvious, isn't it? So I've actually filled out this one. So look, once you've actually filled it out once, you can hit the drop-down box. So the originator is AT, Architectural Technologists. We're not going to do volumes or levels, so you can just XX those, all right? This type is plans. SO stands for out for review. So that's the correct status. That's the correct placeholder for that one. The project is P_02 and the role is AT, and that fills out the box down here. Okay, so just now the thing is that you have to do this for each sheet. So I'll be doing this in the next kind of sheets that I show you here now. So here's my elevations. So I've decided to group my two long elevations together, like so. All right, and at a scale of 1:125, they fill up sheets nice. Look, I'm missing something there. I need to just pull those across a little bit here. Here's another little thing that can be a little bit annoying. See, you've got two ground floor plans here. Well, that ground floor level actually refers to the linked file that you brought in. So I wonder, can I just activate the view? Can I, will it allow me to select that? It should do. Yeah, okay. So I'm just going to, if you can select it, all you need to do then is just hide it in view. Elements, that should disappear, and then you can deselect the view there. Here's something that somebody's going to ask me. What do I do about the question marks here? Okay, the question marks. Now those question marks, and I need to go into the elevation to show you what I'm talking about here. Those question marks are a little kind of a hotspot that allows you to go directly into that level there. And they're governed by a shared parameter, which is over here. So I'm going to show you where to find this if you wanted to fill that little box out. Okay, so if I pick the level here, what I should have over here is a project parameter that I can fill out, and that will fill that little box there. Now it's not there at the moment. So what I'm going to do is go into manage, into project parameters. Okay, I'm going to add one in here, and I'm going to go into the shared parameter file, select. And if you remember, here's the shared parameter file, and this one would refer to levels, and it is the level LVI number. Okay, so it's going in under text, and it refers to levels here. So let's check mark that and go OK and OK. Now, so if I pick my level here now, that should show up. Here's the level number. So I'm going to put in 2 for that one. Okay, and now that'll update across all of those levels there. If I pick that one there, I can put in 1 there, and that will update all of those levels across there. So that's a handy little tip there for you on that one. Now, so back to my elevations here, and I got those there fitting in nicely, and everything is working out well. Now, some people like to have these sections, your building sections and your wall sections in here. That's up to you, whether you want those to go in or not. Different opinions. I've got all of that is filled out here. That's not filled out correctly, so I'm going to go back into here. It's not BMO1, it is P_1 there. And the originator is not the ARC, it's the AT. See how quickly I can update those. That's pretty handy to be able to do that. Right, so there's my elevations in position. here is my basement and my site plan. So there's not a whole lot in the basement here. The site plan, I have changed to true north. Okay, so if I activate the view here, you can see I've moved it to true north, and I put in my north point coordinate there. I've also switched off the levels. I switched off the grids, and I've switched off the elevation markers. All right, so I don't really need those. And yeah, so there'll be a bit of, and you can see that the linked file has been half-toned as well over there. So here's my sheet is not filled out here. So hit the drop-down box because I've done it. Okay, the originator is the AT, the volume is XX, the level is XX. The type is, these are plans. Okay, SO for review, project is PO1, the role is AT, and apply. Now, that's all filled out there. Okay, so we move on at long section and elevations. Now, let's pop these up here. Okay, so here's my long building section. Now, one thing I want to emphasize to you, right? Please do not put in your callouts on the building sections, right? Do not put the callouts on the building sections. There are occasions where you might have to do that, but in general, please don't do that. All right, so the long section is there to show you the connection between the building from one end of it to the other end of it, basically. Now you can see, and I've got all of my, all the rooms I've created so far. I have tagged these as well, okay, using the same tags as I created in the plan areas. You can see I've not done third, fourth, or fifth, so I'll do that in the coming days or so. But that's a nice long section here, and it's showing the connection between everything. I've got my east and west, sorry, my north and south sections here as well. Now, probably on the elevations, I would turn off those wall section and those building section tags there. They're not really necessary to show them. Also, I'm not showing my basement, right? So I pulled the, if I go into that one and go activate view, and I'll turn on the crop box, you can see that I pulled the crop box right up to here. Okay, so I'm not showing the basement in underneath. And that's industry standard to kind of do it that way. What you could do if you wanted is use a hidden line just to maybe indicate the fact that there is a basement down there. You'd be happy enough for you maybe to do something like that. Okay, so that's a nice looking sheet there. Now notice that I've no tags, I've no notes in this as yet. All right, so that's part of the job, and I'll be coming back to that one there. Okay, need to go back in here now again, fill out these. And once you do it once, it's done. But so many of you forget, you do the first sheet and then you forget the other sheets now. So this is elevations. All right, that goes in there. The status is SO, project is PO2, and the role is AT. Okay, now, so that's updated. Oh, do you know what? This is a 3-letter acronym, so LEs will do there, right? Rather than elevations. Okay, so I'm on to my wall sections now. So I want to explain this one to you. I put in, I want to fill the sheet here, so I put in 4 wall sections. So I need to go back to the ground floor plan to explain this to you again. So we've got the building sections, long section and a short section somewhere over here. So, oh, I might have deleted that by accident, but I'll get it back, so don't worry. Right, so we got building sections now. So what you do then is you go in and you place wall sections, like so, like so, and like so. And you generally place those wall sections in those tricky parts that need to be detailed up. So you would definitely do one through your precast concrete walls going right up to, from the foundation right up to the parapet. Okay, now that one is going to be very similar to that one. So there's a little technique that you can use to say that this one is similar to this one here, and so that's fine. I've also got one through here because that's slightly different because I've got a solid wall, different type of cladding panel in here. So that one is quite similar to this one here. Maybe I should move that up and actually put it through where we cut through the wall in order to form the entrance into the basement or something like that. So that the theory of the wall sections is that you will use these to create the 1:20 detail, the 1:20 section where you are going to create the details where things that need to be detailed within the building happen. So overhangs, extensions, recesses, all that type of stuff that needs to be detailed up. You pick those up in your 1:20 wall sections, right? Now, so I'm going to go into wall section 4 here. All right, here it is. And now from wall section 4, I have called out 4 details. So there's my foundation. There's that little crossover from the glazing into solid concrete precast panels. That's an important detail there. So this is where you're going to show up all of how you're hanging the panels and securing them and fixing them and putting in fire stopping and all that type of stuff there. And then obviously up here as well, you've got the parapet there. So that's the ideal way. Now notice that I've actually got these details pulled onto sheets. So I'm getting a reference back here. This is called coordinated information. And you need to do this, right? And this is the best way to do it via the 1:20 wall sections, okay? So if I go back into my wall sections sheet here, you can see now I've got my 1, 2, 3, 4 here. I've put these in here, again, just to illustrate the building. As I said, some of these are repetitive, so I don't need to repeat the details as such. But I'm filling up a sheet here more than anything else there. Need to fill out my details here. So I'll go about and do that. Just on your project browser here, have a look at this. So here's the call out, but it's in under wall section. So I don't want it in there. I want it in under whip and details. Okay, and the same for these two here. They go into not wall sections, but they go into details. And again, I'm organizing the information correctly here. Here's the details. And actually what I should do is I should rename these. Okay, so I'm going to rename, and it's not going to be a wall section. It's going to be a detail section. So this is keeping my project browser organized as well, and that's extremely important too. So these are the kind of things I'll be looking out for now when we go to mark your projects. All right. Organized you are. Okay, so that's perfect. Okay, so I've got my details in under a detail folder there. Now let's go down into my, and again, you know what the question marks are. These are plans. There's a section that has not been, there's nothing in it, but it's not been put into a view cat or view subcat there. Okay, get rid of that. All right. Now I'm going into my detail sheet. So here's how I've organized my details. So I've got parapet, floor junction. Okay, floor junction from glass to solid, foundation, and I've got a plan detail here of one of the corners there as well. Now the guys might have different ideas as to where they want you to do your details, but this is what I'm suggesting to you. And we really don't need more than that, I would suggest either. Okay, so this project is about getting all of this data together. You've already done quite a bit of detailing on these elements, and again, you've done your sketches and all of that. So you need to apply all of that knowledge now into particularly that one, this one, that one if you have it, this one you do have, and perhaps that one there as well. Okay, now so that's your detail sheet. So you're going to populate those with all of your notes and everything else like that. And I might do a little video on that as well. And then finally, I've got my, not finally, but I've got my fire access and services sheet. Okay, fire access and services sheet for the ground floor plan. Now, if you don't want the furniture to appear here, okay, so you put it in. So activate the view, VV on the keyboard, come all the way down to it might be these might be generic models now. Okay, these might be generic models. Just going to have a look here, see if they're in here, but you can see I can uncheck it and hide it. Okay, maybe it's not, so maybe it just is in furniture. And these were, let me just turn the furniture off completely and see if that works. Yeah, oh, not everything. Not everything. It's picking up other bits and pieces here, but you get the idea. So hit VV on the keyboard, and I just turn off all generic models there as well. Apply, okay. No, okay. So these are, there's a keyboard, right? I need to find where that is and turn that off. Actually, what I can do is so select all instances in, and that's not the entire project because I want to keep this, I want to make this kind of view specific. So you go in and hide in view elements, or the thing to do is to find them in the find their layer, if you like, in the VV. And if I go into, let's see, don't think it's the, maybe it could be data services. Apply. See if I got rid of some of those. Get the idea. So you'll be able to turn those off in this particular view here if you didn't want them, or if you want to leave them in, you can do that as well. You know what I should have done? I should have grouped these. That's what I should have done. I actually thought they came in as a group rather than individually. So now, and you can see now I've got these in a scale of 1:150, which gives me an extra little bit of room over here in which I can put in my legend for my fire, for my access, and for my services here. And then you've got those plan views in which you're going to draw on your travel distances. You're going to do your tags for your doors. You're going to do your tags for the firewalls. You're going to do your access tags. You're going to do your services as well. And right, so that's quite a long video, and but that's where I've got in terms of my sheets up until now.